I want to make sure that our kids are marketable when they graduate because I say I want every student at Donna ISD to be college, career, or military ready. Well, if I don't listen to industry and we don't have them at the table, then there's no way that I know that we're meeting that mark.
Big thanks to Practice Plan for allowing us to use their booth today. If you are needing revenue in quick and efficient manner, you need to reach out to Practice Plan. Easy, seamless facility rental. Thank you to John and the team for allowing us to be here. Oh, you know what that music means. We're here on the path forward, 2025 TASA Midwinter. And of course, I have the wonderful, innovative Superintendent Donna ISD, Dr. Angela Dominguez, and 2024 School Board of the Year, Donna ISD. I had to get that in there. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. You are the only superintendent that has their own walk-up music. Only
I like
for
it.
you. And so I have to play that because it's one of my favorite songs. It's one of my dad's favorite songs, and it's my youngest son's favorite song.
Well,
So,
I love it.
Yeah, no, it has a special place in my heart. And speaking of Donna ISD, we talk innovation, we talk leadership on the path forward. In 2025, you have some special things going on. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we're really excited. This year in Donna ISD, we launched an innovation design team that consisted of teachers, administrators, and parents across the district to see what it is that our families really wanted to see happen in our schools. So
Okay.
over the last 5 years, we've seen a decline in enrollment, and we all know that there's not been an increase in the basic allotment for students for funding, and that decline has hit us pretty hard.
Sure.
We're also seeing a decline in birth rates, and quite frankly, parents can shop for schools. So
That's right.
we have got to think about the future and be ready to innovate and attract new families in. So a couple of years ago, we launched an innovative school, Rivas Primary Discovery Academy, that was a pre-K through second grade campus.
Okay.
That new school model, they actually won the HEB Early Childhood Center of the Year last year.
No,
Yes.
I did not know. Okay. Okay.
Their enrollment has increased by over 150 kids in 2 years. So our families obviously loved the new school model.
Sure.
That emphasis on early childhood, discovery learning, outdoor play was really popular. So we were ready to start the process of replicating and looking at new opportunities. So our committee did a lot of surveying, got a lot of feedback. We've had pláticas with parents.
Mhm.
We've had lunch and learns with kids, teacher talks to get feedback. And so we're excited. We're going to launch an elementary, a pre-K through fifth grade fine arts academy that the kids are going to have some additional opportunities for theater, dance, folklorico. We're going to also be able to add drumline, music, fine arts. So the kids will get much more than we've been able to offer in the past at this school.
What? Okay. So as you're going through your discussions, your discovery with stakeholders, what are some of the things that were bubbling up before you landed on fine arts?
Well, there were actually several. So we're launching actually 2 new school models. So the fine arts is one. The other area, really surprising, but I'm super excited because I don't know any school district that has this, is they wanted a science and sports academy. So
Wait, say that again?
science and sports. So they want to see more outdoor learning and play, but they also want our kids to be more competitive with sports at the elementary because our community doesn't offer a lot, and our families are mostly low income. So parents want us to provide it at schools. So we're launching the Science and Sports Academy at 2 of our other campuses, which is going to be really innovative and exciting, and it came from stakeholder feedback.
That's freaking genius.
I'm excited about it.
I have never heard of that. There's been many a times where I've had, being a sports enthusiast myself, all of the ways that sports do things very, very well that translate over
That's right.
into education. And then also, you know who uses data, I would say, better than most any sector is sports.
Yeah.
of how they use data and how they apply it and how quickly they adjust as a result. I love that idea. You got to tell me, give me, how did the genesis of that happen? Like, what were the discussions like?
So actually, it really started from our students. So our board and we go to every campus and do a lunch and learn with our kids just to hear what is it that you want to see happen in our school district? What are we not doing enough of? And our elementary kids kept complaining about not having enough opportunities for additional electives or opportunities at school for after school activities.
Okay.
Right now we're only able to provide PE and music to our students at elementary, and they're like, we want more, miss. We want to do things where we get to participate in sports. My family can't afford Little League. We don't have that opportunity, or my parents are working after work. What do we do to extend that? So we started a program after school a couple of years ago at all of our elementaries that was called our Ready program, to really develop those sports and athletic skills, but it only meets 2 to 3 days.
Okay.
And the kids were like, we want more. We want more. And I'm like, sports teaches so many amazing things to our children: leadership, teamwork, collaboration. So at this campus, it's going to be science and sports focused because the parents wanted more of the science, the kids wanted more of the sports. So we're bringing it all together for them. And they're going to have an agriculture teacher, an outdoor learning teacher, and athletic periods starting in pre-K.
I am blown away because there are so many districts that could do something like this and have never gone down that road. And this is something, okay, I really did not think you were going to drop that on me this morning. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. And y'all have to be getting some great feedback and publicity and just celebration around this.
Our families are excited about this new opportunity. They're a little anxious about what that's going to look like,
Sure.
But we're really working closely with some of our partners. What we're doing is we're taking 2 elementary schools that are across the street from each other. One of them will become pre-K through second grade Science and Sports Academy to replicate our early childhood center. The other across the street will be our intermediate, 3rd through 5th grade.
Okay.
These 2 campuses are also part of a national forestry grant, so we're getting ready to add like a mini forest to each campus for their outdoor spaces, and it just lent itself to be just an amazing new opportunity. So while we're poor on resources, we're pretty rich in talent in Donna ISD.
I would say so.
Our team is really looking at how do we take the most unique learning opportunities and expose our kids to things early that they don't have opportunities to do in our community. So we're really thrilled about what we're going to be able to do, and we have a great vision for it. I can't wait to see the kids in action.
You know what your problem is going to be is that your upper grades are going to get wind of this.
Oh,
is that already happened? Is that what you're...
So here's the unique problem we're running into is as we've launched and started talking to our elementary parents, I had a parent approach and say, you're really putting me in a difficult position, Dr. Dominguez. And I said, well, why, ma'am? We're giving you all these options. Well, which kid do I choose, ma'am? And I said, well, what do you mean? She goes, well, my son loves sports and my daughter loves the fine arts. And I can't drive around all over the district to drop my kids off. And I said, they're still going to get some of the fine arts at the Sports and Science Academy, and they're still going to get
Sure.
their PE and other programs at the Fine Arts Elementary. I said, but, we've got to, what are they getting now? So she's true.
Did you say, okay, rock, scissors, papers, how we handle
Yes.
everything that we in the household? Like that's my best answer to that question.
So we're excited. I think it's going to really propel our district forward in terms of enrollment and attract new families to Donna ISD.
So for staff, I mean, obviously you involve your staff and they're on board, but how do you frame it for them? Because that's a very unique thing, particularly in the lower grades. How did it come to where they're like, yes, we can do this. It's good for kids. This is going to be something that no one else can offer but us. How did they get there? So,
it's been very challenging because to be able to launch this, we're actually having to consolidate 2 other elementary schools.
Right, which is usually a pain point for districts when you're going to that. Yeah.
And, the campuses, it's hard. You build a family with a certain school community,
Right.
But being able to offer this in exchange has really softened that for our teachers. Our staff, at first, they were pretty sad about the transition. But when I started talking about the new opportunities for our students, our teachers love our kids so much that it was
Yeah.
like, this is for the best for our kids. And so they have been very supportive, and they're actually so excited that I've had to post the elective positions because so many people want to teach in these
Ah,
new school models in our school district. And
sure.
so we're excited. I saw a level of enthusiasm from staff, and even staff that are saying, well, now I'm going to bring my kids over here, which is what I want to hear,
Yes, yes.
is that they're invested in our product.
Are your principals freaking out? It's like, I'm on staff. They want to go. Like, they're
Yes.
like, we're gonna be
Yeah.
fine. A
Yeah.
little bit of that comes anytime you're making some adjustments. But that's great. Just enthusiasm and just an unbelievable opportunity. And to all the leaders, the aspiring leaders, like that is the type of leadership that you have to be able to do because of where we sit financially with
Right.
everything that's going on. If you can't figure out how to do those things with limited resources and God knows what else challenges, it's gonna be a struggle to survive.
Right.
It truly is. And
Public schools will become obsolete if we do not start being competitive. We
you
have to meet the market where the market's at, and the reality is budgets aren't getting bigger. Our budgets are driven by enrollment, so we need to start attracting families into our school district. And the only way to do that is to listen to families and to listen to kids. So
Mhm.
their voice was so heavy in this process, and I feel really proud about what our committee recommended, and there's more to come. So,
That's awesome.
one of the other things that's on our long range list is a World Languages Academy also at the elementary. So there were some other great ideas that we're planning a couple of years down the road, but these were the ones that had the most traction to get us rolling.
Okay, so one of the things that we were discussing yesterday in a leadership cohort was innovation, and it's such a word that's kind of overused. How do you teach that to leaders, like your cabinet, your next up and coming building principals? How do you go about sharing that idea process with them so when they step into the seat, they can take some of it and do similar things?
So I've noticed that that's a gap. I will be very honest
Mhm.
that as we started this process working with our school leaders, we're so used to thinking about public ed the way we've always thought about public ed.
Yes.
And so we've actually done some intentional training around marketing, developing an action plan for your
Okay.
school. So looking at the gap, it was about, okay, guys, you're going to have to start to move into sales. They're not coming to us anymore. We need to start thinking about what are our key talking points? How do we market and sell our product? What is our customer service like? Because the
Yes.
first interaction families have when they walk in the door, that determines everything that's going to happen. So in our district, we've been laying the groundwork and doing a lot of training in those areas to really help our principals with
Hmm.
rebranding the concept that they don't have to choose us anymore.
That's right.
We need to make sure they want to choose us, and um, they've really embraced the training, and they're coming along. I think that we'll have to continue to support them in those efforts.
Sure.
Sometimes it's the visioning, though, Rick, and
Okay.
helping them to see a vision. And so we did a lot of school visits to other places, and I think that really helped to see things in action.
Yeah. What's
Um,
possible?
what is possible. And so our team actually did some capacity building and went to see what's going on in other school districts. And
Hmm.
that really opened their eyes to like, oh, okay, we can do this. We not only can we do this, we can do this better. And so being able to see it in action in some of our neighboring districts that have already launched innovative programs that are off to a successful start has been very helpful for the team.
Very cool. Very cool. That is not only innovative but very systematic in the way that y'all are approaching it. Right. It's not hey, because there's a lot of great ideas.
Right.
Executing the idea is always the challenge. Executing, and then how do you
Right.
bring enough people to the table? So we've got a lot of relationships, and we work with a lot of different people with my Power School team and other relationships through school districts. What do you need, like from industry or people that want to pour in? What are some of the components that if partners are interested in, this is a need that we have? This is something that you could help build our program, add to our sports science academy. Is there anything out there?
So definitely, I think for us, it's some of the long range projects that we have in mind. Being able to actually build or create things that will last long for kids.
Okay.
So one of the things that we're looking at in particular is like at our Science and Sports Academy, building a mini tennis court area. So that would be something sustainable over the long term, but
Mm-hmm.
those are things that we're looking for partnerships to be able to engage with, because obviously I don't have the funding to do those things right off the bat. We're also looking to create an advisory board for these schools, because business and industry, I want to appeal to them also. I want to make sure
Absolutely.
that our kids are marketable when they graduate, because I say I want every student in Donna ISD to be college, career, or military ready. Well, if I don't listen to industry and we don't have them at the table, then there's no way that I know that we're meeting that mark. So we are looking to create an advisory board for both our Fine Arts Academy and our Science and Sports Academy. So it would just be great to have support from the community or people that are interested. If there's any athletes that want to come and visit with our kids as a speaker series, we just want this
Okay.
to be a very special opportunity for the kids in Donna ISD. Donna is one of the poorest school districts in the state
Mm-hmm.
of Texas. We are 74% underfunded. We have students that are well below the poverty line. And so this is going to open the doors for access for kids. And we want them to see a different future. So I'm excited to invite people in just to even speak to our kids and mentor.
You know, I'm going to volunteer our myself and our services, and we can talk more offline. But I think I can definitely bring some of those industry partners and sports folks as well to bear to
Awesome.
support, because this is the type of movement and innovation that will ultimately elevate public education.
Right.
And while everybody's trying to destroy it, these are the things that can happen that totally change the trajectory. Because what I believe is, if industry and business and economy are all aligned with your public schools,
Right.
they take care of all the politics for you.
That's
Because
right.
the politics go where the money is, right? Like that's where so if we're aligned and they know they're getting workforce quality employees, you'll never have a problem. You'll never hear. We'll get
Right.
everything that we need. And so getting our partners invested into schools like we've never had. Not talking about career day, not talking about this
No.
one-off. I'm talking about where they are emotionally attached to a
Mhm.
school district, changes the landscape of how everything can happen. It changes jobs. It changes, everything that you can do. And that's part of what we do. And I've got a great team, Power School. Our podcasting team in Proclaim, they do great work, and a lot of it is just connecting the dots and trying to really just pour into school districts. So, again, I'm going out on a limb and just hope nobody,
That's awesome.
hope nobody, our CFO is not watching this, but in all seriousness, we've got a great team, and we really want to pour in. Man, I'm just blown away. I'm sorry, you got me speechless, because that is such a brilliant thing to do. Now, your board,
They're
obviously,
so supportive.
they're the best. They gotta be through the roof, right?
They are. They are really just thrilled about what we're going to be able to offer to our kids. And so I think right now it's like, okay, so let's get this moving. How fast can we see this in action? And now I'm starting to hear from other elementaries, like, when do we get to, when
What,
do I get to go
when,
now? So
when's our academy coming?
yes, and I think for me, Rick, as a leader, I've been in previous school districts where we did a lot of innovation.
Sure.
I was a part of Young Women's Leadership Academy when we started in San Antonio ISD, so I have that background and experience. When I came to Donna as a superintendent, I went slow.
Mhm.
We started with just the one campus, and the success of that one campus has spoken for itself. And
Yes.
so when people see Rivas Primary Discovery Academy went from an underperforming pre-K to 5 elementary to now the top early childhood center in the state,
That's ridiculous.
we've got credibility, and
I would say so.
it's going to allow our process to take root. And so we'll do these 3 school uh, flips next year, but I think we'll start to move a little faster now that we have built that
Yeah.
systemic credibility.
Yeah, no doubt. What is the hardest piece of innovation for new leaders, or for leaders that are coming into the superintendency?
I think that the biggest challenge is making sure to not go too fast. because when you go too fast, you lose certain, I guess, opportunities, or you miss things. And so you really do need to be very deep in the planning before you get into innovation. And you need to know that it's also sustainable.
Right.
So our core instructional program isn't changing. We're
Right.
seeing academic traction and growth in Donna ISD in all areas. What's changing is the enhancements, what we're going to be able to offer students as electives, and how we enrich their learning opportunities at our school district. So we had to get the basics down first.
Yep.
Before we started to get to innovation.
How do you keep the individually, like, when you know this is like a home run and you get excited and you want to like just like make this happen yesterday? How do you keep grounded and not to just get over your skis because of the excitement? Is it hard?
It is hard, definitely. And I we've kind of known the direction for a minute based on the feedback, but I wanted to make sure we worked out all the kinks before we go public with things so that people know how well prepared we are.
Sure.
And so even in the process of the consolidation, I've been very transparent with our community, with our board. We have it on our webpage. It's out there. Here's the decision-making framework. This is how we made decisions. This is what the innovation team said. And so I want to always be transparent with our community in the process and show that we're organized and we have a clear plan, because people don't change as easily when they feel like there is uncertainty. Mm-hmm. And so knowing that we have a clear plan in place that's way down the line,
right,
helps ease that process for everyone.
Okay, I want you to try to finish the sentence for me. In 2025, Donna ISD will be what?
In 2025, Donna ISD will be a place where students love to come to school and they're highly engaged in their classrooms.
I love it. I love it. Okay, I've got to embarrass you a little bit, right? One thing that I have learned in being both a superintendent now in the private sector is that when you have exceptional talent, right, you do whatever it takes to keep that talent. You have a great board, and all I would say to your board is understand what you have in your leader, and give her what she needs to be successful. And I'm not just talking about the resources for the school district, but you keep great talent, because there's not a lot of it out there. In any field, any sector, the great ones, they're few and far between. So when you have one, you make sure you do what it takes so you stay the best board in the state of Texas. Yeah. So that's my, I just want to embarrass you, but
thank you, Rick. They do a beautiful job of taking care of me.
Good. I know they do, and they're great.
Happy.
And I can say that because I've had enough fun with some of your board members to be able to feel comfortable, and they know that. But often you hear, complaints of school districts like, the superintendent, people don't understand what it is to sit in that seat and have that pressure and do the work. And then on top of that, to excel at it. In my belief, all district leaders are underpaid. And because we're public, in the public sector, we don't sometimes get the benefit of the private sector in terms of what we can do and our compensation, our ability to produce unbelievable results. So you got to keep great ones. All right, I'm off my soapbox. I'm coming. I got to come visit.
You need to come visit for sure.
I've got so many people off the top of my head that would love to pour in that, and I'm not going to waste your time giving you all the details now, but I promise you we can help with a number of those.
That's awesome to hear.
So we can come, and my teammate Heather, I'm putting you on the spot over there on the side, like we're making the trip. Are you?
Yes.
She's there? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited.
Thanks for the invite.
I did not know any of that. You know what? You didn't tell me any of this last time. I'm just sitting here and you just dropped this on me like.
Hey. It was behind the scenes work. We were getting ready, and now we've gone full force ahead with it. We're actually posted our elective teacher positions this week. So I'd love for y'all to come visit once we hire the talent.
Yes.
But the talent's all coming from within Donna ISD. We have the right people already in our district. We're going to get them in the right seat to launch these amazing innovations. And so come join us and change lives for kids.
Absolutely. You heard it here. Path forward. If you're a teacher and you want to go innovate and create sports science, you know where to go, Donna ISD. And if you like what you hear and see, hit the like button, share, comment. We're always going to bring you the cream of the crop in terms of superintendents and discussions on innovation. Thank you for joining us. Angie, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
It's my pleasure.
All right.